Check this tosh out.
Hello everybody, hope you're doing well and thanks for joining us for another video, where today I'd like to address misconceptions about this photo, which is quite a well-known one of Concorde. Now, I referenced this photo in one of my earliest Flat Earth related videos about 2 years ago, specifically for the fact that it is a photograph taken back in 1985 from an RAF Tornado, and it's a photo of Concorde at a cruising altitude of around 50 to 60,000 feet.
Gonna pause it there, my handsome friend. You're already off to a terrible start. You're claiming that Concorde here is 50 to 60,000 feet at cruising altitude, filmed by an RAF Tornado. The problem is, Dave, the RAF Tornado's surface ceiling height, the highest it can fly, is 50,000 feet. In this, we can see from the angle of the Concorde, the Tornado is above the Concorde. So the Concorde is below 50,000 feet. Okay, but we'll continue.
And the horizon is clearly curved, which I brought up at the time to address a very common flat Earth claim that the horizon is apparently flat. And I tried to head off any potential claims that the photo was shot with a fisheye lens by pointing out that the Concorde itself is straight, and that if it was shot with a fisheye lens, it would appear curved. I then joked...
Okay, so we're just going to come back. So Dave is claiming that this famous shot is a true representation of globe Earth curvature. We'll put aside the fact he didn't have a Scooby-Doo about the Tornado's surface ceiling height, and he was trying to sell his bullshit here. We'll put aside the fact the globe is physically impossible. That's why globe pushers like Dave McKeegan can never cite any physical demonstrations that would back the claims. In fact, every physical demonstration out there proves the globe Earth theory is physically impossible. That's why we get silliness like this. But let's just assume for a minute that what Dave is saying, as crazy as it is, that what Dave was saying here is this is a true representation of globe Earth curve. Well, if that was true, Dave, the Concorde would take about 20 to 25 minutes to get from London to New York. It didn't, did it? It took 3 hours, I believe, possibly 3.5. So that's obviously not a real representation of physical Earth curve, is it? That's not an opinion. That's a logical, demonstrable fact. Like I said, Concorde, you wouldn't even have a chance to finish your tea if that was a true representation of the Earth. Your tea would be, literally, drink your tea and you'd be in New York from London. But that's obviously not the case. I mean, Concorde would fly around the Earth in probably, I don't know, 6 hours? All the way around, if that was a true physical representation of the Earth. It's not, is it? So Dave got off to a terrible start by trying to sell the lie that this Concorde was at 50 to 60,000 feet, forgetting that the Tornado can only fly at 50,000 feet. That was the plane that took the photograph, and the Tornado's clearly above the Concorde. And of course, we put aside the fact there's no physical demonstrations on this Earth to prove the globe. In fact, every one of those physical demonstrations proves the globe is impossible. And then we look at the photograph itself. It's just pure mockery. The Concorde would literally be in New York, if that was real physical curve, in about 20 to 25 minutes. Ridiculous, Dave. Dave in his video goes on to show some footage of a U2, again optical, and talk his spiel about cameras. I don't need to entertain his optical pantomime when I've got physical, demonstrable reality backing me that can be tested and verified by all. Doesn't take a genius to work this silliness out. You've only got to look at the work that's cited from globe pushers to see how ridiculous the globe Earth theory is. Dear, oh dear.